Alright, it's race day. Obviously, I don't live too far from Combe, so just driving there the day of. But nice crisp 6 a.m. It's about 13 degrees, and I mean, that's all really. Gonna get started. I'll get it up for this one. We've got Cliff again, who's great at Brands Hatch, and I'm excited to have him because, I mean, for those who are involved in Formula Ford, you know the name Cliff Dempsey, and so I don't want to sound over enthusiastic, as it were, but it's a bit of an honor to be working with him. Super nice guy. And then obviously, as you know, Peter Dempsey and his team, Turn 3, just won the USF Pro 2000 championship. So we're gonna see if we can get him another win this weekend. And but no, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good race. It was a bit of a tough test session. I wasn't all there personally. I think I'll probably go into it while I'm at the track or at a later point in time, but no, I just wasn't quite feeling it, right? And I think we had the pace. That's the thing, is it's a little bit unknown at the moment what we have and what we don't have. It was a bit of a busy day for us, and so it was tough to tell where we were in relation to others. But now is the time. You know, we don't need to worry about that at the moment. What we need to focus on now is just going to win races. Of course, I'm excited for this. Combe is an interesting track. I like it. It's fast. It's old school, definitely, which is you know, most tracks in the US are old school and most tracks in the UK aren't, if that, you know, makes sense. That's sort of how the culture is, I guess. New school tracks are the European ones, FA standard, things like that, but in the US we have walls and things like that. So while safety is important there, it's we definitely don't have the same standards. But Combe is an exception, I would say. It's you know, it's got walls either side, it's fast. The only European thing is the chicanes that we have. So getting used to those, obviously. Chicanes are hard for me, but I'm definitely getting used to them. I just don't have much experience with them, so I'm doing my best to get used to that. But no, it's good. Although I will say I've got, I think, a leaky tire right now. It came up yesterday as I was going to the kart track. It was like 7:30 in the morning. Tire light came on. I'm just thinking, there's no way, because it was pouring rain. It was cold. It was disgusting, and I had to get to the kart track because we had to, you know, put things together, and I was just gutted. But we made it to the track. The car looked fine. It's definitely, I filled up the right front and it looks like it's gone down again, but it's not tragic. So we've got 35 miles left on this trip, which is nothing, and I think we should be good. Although the one thing is that UK cars, especially the compact ones like this, they don't come with spare tires, which is very concerning. So I'm hoping I make it. If it happens on the way home, I really couldn't care less. But I left a little bit earlier to make up for any time that I might lose, just in case. Alright, and as we roll out for qualifying, unfortunately I'm going to have to spoil the fun, as I'm not really supposed to show you a full lap. But I qualified P7. Definitely wasn't our best performance, but we're still working on our quali pace. I think it was just a matter of me switching it on in the morning, and I just couldn't do that. So we ended up P7, a couple tenths off of the top guys. I think the fastest lap was a 1:10.7 or 1:10.8, and unfortunately we were just stuck in the 1:11s the whole weekend. And as I said before, I can't show you a full lap, or at least not one at pace, but I can walk you through a little bit of this out lap. Obviously there's the first chicane, and as I said before, I was struggling a bit with the chicanes. There's something very different from what I'm used to. There's not many chicanes I've had experience with in the US, and but, you know, it was just a new thing to learn. It's one of the things that I came here to do, and Formula Ford is a very easy way to do it. Coming into Tower now is what that looks like, and this is probably my favorite corner on the track. It's nice and smooth, it's unassuming, but it's actually pretty high speed. Here through the second chicane, there's a big bump right there that's tough to deal with, and there were so many track limits penalties in this session. I think our group had 22 track limits warnings in total, and in a race, if you get 3 of those, you get a 5-second time penalty. 4 of those, 10 seconds. 5 of those was a drive-through, and then 6 would be a black flag. So definitely want to avoid those. But here's to my first flying lap, and we're going to stop there and show you some outboard of Avon Rise here. Alright, so we just finished up qualifying, obviously, or maybe not obviously, whatever. It was rough. It definitely wasn't what we were hoping for. P7 overall, I think, which is, you know, thereabouts. We're lacking just a little bit of pace, but it's just a matter of me putting the laps together. We definitely have the pace. I mean, looking at the theoretical and looking at our rolling laps, it's there. But like I said, we just need to put it together. It was a tough first session. Me and the car didn't really gel together, but we'll get to it definitely. We're working on a plan for race 1. Obviously, there's 2 Formula Ford classes this weekend. So we've got the Combe Club Series, which is going out soon. So I'll be able to watch and see what's going on before I actually go out and race for myself. But kind of get an idea for how the race is going to go, and we'll see from there.
Gribble has had 2 victories, race number 1 in Silverstone and race number 2 at Hill.
And as you can see, or maybe not, I wasn't really that happy with how qualifying went. I think even though I qualified P7, we just didn't really have comfortable pace, and I didn't really feel all too confident going into this race. But I think we're still on the inside, so I know I can make up positions. I'm in the right place, so as long as I take advantage of my opportunities and play this race smart, and I can make some positions. But there's the green. The lights go out, we get a good start, decent traction. We're able to hold on the inside, and I'm not entirely sure what happened to him, but it looks like he just backed off and tried to slot in single file, because it's pretty risky going up into Avon for the first lap. Luckily, it looks like everybody makes it through this corner at least, and we're able to come down into the first chicane. And cars going 2x2 into this corner. I never actually tried it. I was a bit too scared, and I'd seen it didn't end well there for Isaac. He actually, I think, had some engine damage from that off, so I knew that it was risky to go side by side through those corners. Coming into Tower now in just a moment. 2x2 again, and it looks like everybody is going to make it through this corner, although Charlie drops a wheel, or almost drops a wheel, I should say. And everyone starts to slot in. We've got Morgan Quinn pretty far up front, Tom Nippers, Alex Kite, Charlie Mann, and then myself. And Morgan's got a big gap, but at this track, it just won't stick around. I think after just a couple of laps, we were able to catch back up to him. Obviously, right here, I just don't get very good exit off of the final corner, and I start to lose the draft. And once I lost the tow with these 3 cars, there was just no coming back from me. And that was really the story of our race. I was just kind of sitting alone for the rest of the time. Alright, well, race done is complete. It was alright. I think, I mean, we gained positions, started 7th, finished 5th. So, obviously we can't complain with that. I'm happy about that. That continues my record of never losing any positions in a race this year. So we start 5th for the next race. Hopefully I continue that streak. Yeah, no, I mean, we're still looking for some pace. I'm struggling with a little bit of driving, just consistency and things like that. I think it's just one of those weekends, right? It's they come and go. Sometimes you have it and sometimes you don't. And this weekend, I mean, the car is there, the team is there, and I'm failing to show up, which is obviously not a good feeling, as you might imagine. But no, like I said, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try my hardest. Make sure that I'm not leaving anything on the track. But yeah, just focus up and push hard. So yeah, we're out in, I think, somewhere around 30 minutes or so. The race before us just went to assembly, so got a little bit of time, but not much. Start getting myself ready for the race. Start 5th, as I said. It's the final race of the day. It unfortunately got shortened to 12 minutes because there's been quite a few red flags, unfortunately. But I don't actually know, but hopefully everyone's alright for that. But yeah, no, it's gonna be good. I think each session we've been getting just a little bit better, getting a little bit more comfortable in the car. Quality was decent today. The race, definitely, I don't think we went forward, but we know what to fix. We know what we did wrong, and we know what to do for this next session. So try to finish it out with a bang, end the weekend on a high note, maybe get a podium, maybe get a win, who knows? We're definitely in the fight. It's cool, so it's not impossible. Yeah, no, see you after the race.
And for this race, I honestly had good reason to be optimistic. We had gone over a lot of things from the first race, and we kind of honed in on some of the issues that I had. It was definitely all me, which made me feel bad, but also made me feel good that there was nothing wrong with the car. Obviously, we've got the lights up and about to go out. We get good traction off the line, really good traction, really good reaction time. Unfortunately, at this point, we're kind of boxed in. We could technically go behind Kite, but we don't want to do that. We're not in the preferred line if we go up. Right where we are is exactly where we want to be. Staying on the inside for Avon Rise is exactly what we want. Unfortunately, because everyone else is covering off the inside, we kind of have to brake where they brake. And that allows Alex to catch up and brake a little deeper than all of us, and he's beside me. As I mentioned in race 1, we're not in the right place coming into the first chicane, so I make sure to back off just to make sure that nothing happens to me or my car. I give a little bit of a look at the switchback, but it doesn't really come to fruition. At this point, I see that we're losing the 3 cars ahead, and I don't want to battle Kite anymore. I don't want to lose any more ground to the cars in front of us. So I cover up the inside, make sure the car behind me isn't going to pass me, and after that, it's just trying to focus on going forward. Kite drops a wheel, but it doesn't really make a big difference. He's able to carry the speed. Through the second chicane, I get a little bit of wheel spin, but again, not a big deal. We're still with them, and this corner is the most important. Unfortunately, coming into this corner, I just turn in a bit too early, nick the curb, and just barely hang on to it. I mean, I really can't even be proud of it because it was just luck, and I know it. But unfortunately, because of that, we lost the draft again. So we just have to hope that the cars in front of us make some mistakes and that we can, take advantage and catch up to them as quick as possible. And that they do, actually. Now, coming on to the last lap, obviously we've lost a little bit of ground, but we're around bend, and we were able to stay with them just a little bit. That toe is huge, so to be able to keep with them at the same pace was a pretty big accomplishment. But coming now to the last lap into the second chicane, we've got Kite and Morgan Quinn going side by side, and those two make contact. So that's 2 positions right there on the last lap. Coming down to the final corner now, we just have to cover the inside a little bit. Ben was close, but not terribly close the full race, but because we had to let off for that crash, he was right behind us. Luckily, we made it through the last corner, all smooth. He wasn't that close, and we in P3. Now, I was pretty happy about that. I think it was definitely not what we wanted, but obviously after the fact, we learned that we gained P2 for track limits penalties from a car in front of us. And just coming around the final lap, I just wanted to thank all the spectators for being there. There's obviously, it doesn't look like there's that many, but this was one of the last races of the day, and there were tons of delays. So, you know, to be here and to have all these spectators and to have all these people watching is just an incredible thing. The first race that I went to in the UK was at Castle Combe watching the club race, and being in the crowd was just something else. So I'm super, super proud to be a part of this event.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you.
Well done, mate.
Full bodied and smooth. And complex.
Deserve that one.
Yeah.
Well done, Phil.
Mate, that was a good podium out here.
That was so much better.
Yeah.
That was so much better.
Police, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to put out of it, yeah.
If it weren't for that first lap. But no, I couldn't be happier. I mean, I worked hard that last race. It was it's been a long weekend for me, so being able to finish on a high note like that is exactly what I needed. So I'm really proud of that.
Did you find the track quite challenging?
You know, first session in on Thursday for the testing, I didn't, and the second session I put it into the wall. So yeah, it's definitely different from the U.S. tracks. It's got a lot of character to it. The chicanes are not something I'm used to really, so it's been a learning curve for me. And this is one of the more unique tracks that I've been to so far. You know, the most challenging that I've had faced, or that I've faced so far. So. No, it's been good, but this is a cool track.
Yeah. We were having a chat earlier because Joseph Newgarden raced here years ago and finished on the podium. I'm sure what he's done is something you'd like to replicate.
Yeah, definitely. I might have to call him up and ask for some advice later in his career, but yeah, no, it feels good to be on the same path like this and to really be on the trajectory.
How have you found racing in the UK this year?
It's been amazing. I think a lot of my car career so far has been met with, you know, success, but, you know, just a little bit of uncertainty as to the caliber of the competition. So to come over here and to be racing against people that, you know, I have been racing at Combe for a very long time, and have been racing Formula Ford for a very long time, you know, it really silences a lot of doubts in my mind and a lot of other people's minds. So it's just been amazing to be able to race here and have this opportunity.
So you staying around for the festival in the Ward Hayes at the end of the year?
You know, it's not yet confirmed, but I'd be darned if I didn't. So I might as well. I think it's not on the schedule, but it's probably going to happen.
Okay, look forward to that. Fantastic in a few weeks. I'll see you then.
Definitely. Thank you.